And welcome back to What If Week. Now, obviously you saw from the video, it's not a continuation of either Bardock or Jiraiya adopting Naruto. This is what if Broly, Dragon Ball, canon Broly now, had landed on Beerus' planet. This one comes to us from Cynthia Kuhn. Now, reason I did it is because I've still got, in a week of What If, there's still 4 days, so at least 2 of those days you're going to get another one of both of those videos, so don't worry about that. But with 4 days, I want to at least try to get one more What If just out there, just so I can continue to go through the roster. And I feel I think I can get this one done in 2 videos, maybe even 1 if I'm smart about how I present my case here. So first off, we saw, for all of us who did see Dragon Ball Super Broly, that Broly was sent off planet on his own. He wasn't tempted to be killed. He was tempted to just be sent to the planet and hopefully die, because they were threatened by him. So how would he make it to Beerus' planet? Because for those of us who know Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball universe, their universe is not designed as just one whole universe with planets, everything along those lines. There is the universe that mortals live in, and then there is the realm of the Kais, and then there's Beerus' world, which is they're in a separate kind of state of being, all within the same universe. So you couldn't just fly all the way to Beerus' planet or King Kai's planet. The only reason Goku can go there is because he's got the instant transmission, or Whis gives him a lift over to Beerus' planet. But with things like black holes, space-time continuum nonsense that can go on, let's say, for the sake of sakes, that some sort of phenomenon happens that allows Broly's pod to jump ship, so to speak, out of our normal universe into Beerus' plane of realm, so to speak, and land on the planet. Now, it lands, and he gets out. He's confused with what he's seeing, but he sees that it's a really nice planet. And Broly is, even though obviously he was a pretty rageful baby even back then, he's a bit more curious. And all of a sudden, there's a voice saying, "Oh, what do we have here?" And like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, hello, little one. How did you get here?" And then, Whis interacts with Broly. Now, right off the bat, this is not going to go the same way as what if Whis adopted or Goku. Because Whis that's not what you asked. It's just what would happen if Broly landed on Beerus' planet. Now, that's not to say that Whis wouldn't take care of Broly, but he's not adopting him as his son. I think what it is he sees the potential in Broly, just as he would have seen the potential in Goku. And let's be flat out honest. Save for going into maybe Ultra Instinct, Broly was stronger than Goku or Vegeta at Super Saiyan Blue in just his Super Saiyan form. They were, or at the very minimum, they were hard pressed to beat him in just standard Super Saiyan Blue form, while he was just in Super Saiyan form. So Broly is just his genetics are, there's a mutation in his genes, and I think they kind of allude to that, at least a little bit, when talking about hidden potential. There's a mutation in his genes that allows him for the amount of power he actually has. And it's not God Key either, it's just the amount of power he has. So we sees this, and, he tries to talk to Broly, and Broly's just young, so he doesn't really understand language very well. He gets the gist of words. He's like, "Well, are you hungry?" It's like, "Well, are you hungry? I was just about to have lunch myself." And, Broly's just like, and then, Whis makes a spread. And Broly's like, "Oh, oh my, you have quite the appetite." And he's like, "Oh, so good." So, that's something they can definitely bond. Saiyans and Whis and Beerus can all bond over food. So Whis basically says, "I'm going to tell you what I'll do. I see a lot of potential in you, and in fact, you might even be a good training partner for Beerus when he wakes up. So," and then basically says, "I'm going to let you stay here. I'll help train you, get you stronger, give you a place to stay." Broly again kind of gets the gist of this. So he's like, "Okay, this guy doesn't want to do bad to me like the other guys did, so I'll give him a chance." And that's going to be the majority of Broly's life for a good while. He's just going to be there, getting stronger, getting older, getting faster, all that, getting a better idea of his surroundings, going to be more intelligent and more having a better vocabulary, I should say. But The important thing is how strong Broly gets. Now, because Broly has a natural mutation that allowed him to be naturally stronger than, say, Vegeta or Goku, I think he would actually be much stronger than them pretty quickly. Because Broly only had, creatures and his dad to train against on Vampa. And his dad, as he got older, lost strength. It's not like his dad was getting stronger through training too, and even if he was, he clearly lost his strength early on. Or in his later years, and Broly only has the creatures on the planet to really, train against, and yet he still got that strong. So with actual tutelage, Broly would quickly become a seriously strong individual. How strong? That all depends. I mean, in this scenario, I don't see when I did the Goku being adopted by Whis video, and there's a little spoiler for that. When Beerus did wake up, it was partly for the sake of plot movement to have them interact, but it was also because they will probably make enough noise. Well, I'd say make enough noise to wake Beerus up, but Beerus can blow up plants in his sleep and not wake a wink. So I think there's just Beerus's, God senses tingling on that. And I think you might see him increase his power like that as well in this scenario, or increase his power. Wake up early like that as well in this scenario, but just probably not as early. I would imagine we'd have to wait to see Broly get into adulthood before that actually happens. I do believe we would see Broly hit that Ozaru Rage form. I do believe that there's that. Basically, for those of you who don't remember, the Ozaru Rage form was basically him tapping into the power of the Ozaru without changing into it. And he would combine that with his Super Saiyan form, and I think that might be partly where that green hair form actually comes from. There's no indication to say that the Ozaru Rage boost was stacked onto his normal Super Saiyan. I mean, there's nothing to say it wasn't, but still. So you would get a lot of training. Plus, I mean, Whis has to get that food from somewhere for Beerus. So he clearly goes off-world to get food. And Broly would go with him, interact with some of the locals, actually kind of see how civilization works a little bit. So that is something that would definitely happen. More or less, we will cut to when Beerus finally wakes up. Now, I will say that he wakes up early, but not no pun intended for Dragon Ball Super, not super early. I would imagine that he would very likely wake up probably near because Super takes place, I think, like a year or two after the end of the Buu arc. I would be willing to say that he wakes up literally at the end of the Buu arc. So we actually get him waking up much earlier on. Now, at this point in his life, Broly, I'm certain, has God Ki. He can access Super Saiyan God, probably even accesses Super Saiyan Blue. Or in his case, maybe Super Saiyan Green or Aqua. I like Super Saiyan Aquamarine. I think that sounds nice. And blue and green would kind of make an aquamarine color. So, or a turquoise color. Super Saiyan Turquoise. So, sorry, mate. It's a little weird feeling in my hand there. So you would have a very powerful Broly. Now, does he have the same level of power that he did initially in the movie? See, the thing is, he's had a proper trainer, so the initial answer would be yes. But the thing is also, a lot of that power came from rage boosting and just raging out, and his power just not being able to control it. So his power is more refined than what it was initially. But you're not going to get him in that green-haired state, which honestly surpassed Goku and Vegeta. It had to turn to Gogeta and go Super Saiyan Blue to ultimately beat him. And to be fair, they might have been able to do it just as Super Saiyan Gogeta, but they had to go Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. But I will say, ultimately, yes, he is stronger, but it's more due to the fact his power is more refined, and he has legitimate access to God Ki now. So when Beerus wakes up, he's just going to be, Whis, I thought I'd place my timer for a couple more years. Why am I awake this early? And then he just, Whis, who is this? Oh, Lord Beerus, you're awake. This is Broly. Broly? Because let's just say that like the name was like on a tag in a pod or something like that. I don't know, because really I don't know if Broly would know his actual name at that age. But he's like, this Broly, he was a Saiyan. It's like he was a Saiyan who came to our planet through some weird scenario, black hole, whatever. You know how the temporal phenomenon works, little bit. So it can be quite the hassle. As super God, Saiyan, super God. And it's like, I sense he has God cues. Have you been training him this whole time? Since he was a boy lord, Beerus, he's been quite a good student. Now he would certainly raged out a couple times. Whoo! Now that's also be clear about this too. As strong as Broly became, he couldn't touch Whis. I also don't think that this Broly has the mentality for Ultra Instinct. Goku was the only one who between him and Vegeta who could access that, and Whis made a good point saying that Goku's a more it just is able to go with the flow more naturally. He knows how to relax more than Vegeta does. That's why he was a bit more inclined towards it. Even though Broly is a very calm individual, I don't see him being that carefree. I mean, he's probably a happy-go-lucky guy. He probably enjoys his life. He's probably a generally nice guy. But I don't see him being that carefree spirit that Goku is. So I don't think you would ever see him hit Ultra Instinct. Which I would argue if Goku had done that, he would have beaten Broly. Which, to be fair, would have been cool. But we still got Gogeta Canon and Gogeta Blue. I think we're satiated for a while. Satisfied. Satiated, satisfied. More or less the same thing. So you'd have Beerus like, I see. That reminds me, I had a premonition about a Saiyan. A Super Saiyan God? He's trying to think, yes, could you be the one, boy? Could you be the one I prophesied to give me a true fight? And Bro's like, I don't know. Master Whis did kind of, say that a couple times that I might be a good opponent for you. I see. And he's just sizing up Broly at that point. It's like, you do seem to have potential. I must admit, my curiosity is piqued. And my stomach is growling. So, how about this, boy? We eat, and then we fight. And then Broly's like, okay. And then they basically go down, they, start eating their food. They enjoy it. You've got a good appetite. I can respect that about a warrior. So then, he just cracks the neck. Shall we begin, boy? It's like, all right. It's like, let's do. Okay, then. And then, they would square off. And Broly would initially use, base form. Now, let's be clear. Years of training, God Ki, all that, probably acclimated to his body like it did Goku. He probably could he could probably keep hold his own for a little bit. Once Beerus actually starts getting serious, it wouldn't really be anything that he could handle. Then he, for the first time, goes Super Saiyan, which I'm certain over decades of being on that planet with Whis, he would have learned it at that point. So, he goes Super Saiyan, which, again, his Super Saiyan was strong enough to go toe-to-toe, if not overpower a Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. So he powers up, and then even starts to stack on his Rage Boost with that, and immediately Beerus is overwhelmed. It's like, I was like, I see. So this is how it is. And then they go toe-to-toe. Now Beerus is actually taking him seriously, because that shot did not tickle. That shot hurt. So now they're going toe-to-toe. Unfortunately, Broly does have a downside. Although he's pretty much pure power, he's pretty bulky. He's fast, but he's not agile, unfortunately. So Beerus definitely has that over him in spades, honestly. He's just a quicker, more lithe fighter than Broly is. Even though Super Saiyan God would actually make him thinner, going Super Saiyan, not so much. And he's bulkier and bigger. But still, he's getting some good shots in Beerus, who's blocking, gets a shot in his gut. And then he actually does that technique, which basically goes Godzilla and just Blasts a shot point blank in Beerus' face. And Beerus actually is laughing. It's like he's enjoying himself. Oh, I haven't had this much fun in eons. And then they just go toe to toe again. And finally, Bro's like, all right, you want me to full power? Show me, Saiyan. And then goes Super Saiyan Aquamarine. That's why that's legit now. Anytime I have Broly have a Super Saiyan God and a what if, or Super Saiyan transformation that's beyond God, it's Super Saiyan Aquamarine. Turquoise. I like Aquamarine. Let's go Aquamarine. So he just transforms into that, and Beerus now actually is putting real effort in. They go boom, blasting back and forth. They're rocking it, and Whis is just getting ready to do some reversals so he doesn't, like, the planet's not completely gone at this point. And they're about to go toe-to-toe for one last shot, but I think at that point Whis just stops and is like, well, that's enough, you two. Well, Whis, what are you doing? This was getting to the good part. And even Broly's like, yeah, well, what's the deal? Well, if you, not to say that you weren't enjoying yourselves, and not, don't enjoy seeing you have fun, but you were about to destroy pretty much the planet and possibly the universe with your power. It's like, well, you could have rewound the timeline, Whis. You could have done a redo. It's fine. True, but we can only have so many of those, my lord, before we, destroy the galaxy, the universe completely. So that they would pretty much end it there, more or less. And Beerus like, I must admit, I like you, Saiyan. So what are we going to do? So I must admit that worked up an appetite. And they're just like, oh, yeah, it did kind of make me hungry again. You just ate. Sir, you just ate. And, I'll prepare something else. So, yeah, I think Broly and him, because Broly would also know how to be a lot more respectful, even with Goku, in the scenario where Goku was raised by Beerus. I think he just would know how to be a lot more respectful than Goku would be. And, Beerus would appreciate that, absolutely. So they would pretty much have a good relationship, having a lot of spars, enjoying themselves. The question becomes, do we ever get anything in terms of them going to Earth? Because Beerus went to Earth to look for the Super Saiyan God. He pretty much found a Super Saiyan God. Is there anything that changes up in the time? I mean, this changes a lot, actually. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry, I had just eaten something. I didn't think the gas would be a problem. Let's break it down. Battle of Gods essentially doesn't happen. There's no need for them to go to Earth, except to maybe scout new locations for food, and even then, I don't think so. The Resurrection F arc happens, and Frieza comes and destroys the Z Fighters pretty much. I mean, Whis and Beerus don't really care that much. Whis is probably senses that Frieza got resurrected, and even senses the power that he's displaying, and maybe puts it on screen, like on his on his wand, basically, on his scepter. But I don't think they really do anything. It's like, as long as he's not upsetting the order, Whis, I don't really care. But those people. Well, then you go do something about it, Broly. I don't. It's not my job to save lads. It's my job to keep things balanced and destroy them. And Broly's like, Whis, take me there. Are you sure, little Broly? Take me there. He's destroying innocent worlds. That's Frieza. He destroyed my planet. That's right, he did. And that's something they probably would have revealed early on. He's trying to. He took my. I'm going to take him out. So Broly comes down, and you know what? Now that I'm realizing where I'm at right now with this, we're probably going to bump it to a 2. This is going to be 2 parts, and I think that's going to work out just fine. So Broly comes in. He appears just as I think Frieza is actually about to kill and destroy the planet. He comes in, just grabs him. He's like, "Who are you?" And then he just sees like another Saiyan monkey. Oh, for the love of! And then Broly just immediately goes Super Saiyan and just boom! What? This is Golden Frieza at this point. Now, base form Frieza, they probably still could have handled. But this is Golden Form Frieza, who was just wrecking shop with him. I imagine Goku and Vegeta are still alive, but they're pretty much they're being toyed with and playthings for Frieza at that point. So they're just like another Saiyan. Where's he been? I don't know, buddy, but I'm dizzy. I'm seeing a lot of Dragon Balls, more than 7. So I know Broly's just laying into this. Frieza hadn't counting on another Saiyan showing up. Who is this Saiyan exactly? What the hell? And then he just like, "This is for my planet, Frieza. For planet Vegeta, for my father." And then he just comes in, goes Super Saiyan, Aquamarine. I'm sticking with that to the day I die. Comes in, just blasts like, what? And Frieza's just trying to stop the blast, but ultimately he's like, and then everyone just sorbet, and everyone just says, Frieza's dead. And then Broly just, and then just kind of glances over to him, just, and he just blows up the ship and pretty much just eradicates them all. So I still have 5 minutes, so I can at least get some interactions in. So Broly just shows, comes down. By the way, his outfit likely would be some sort of combination of Whis' and Beerus's. He probably doesn't have like the shoulder pads of the Grand Priest, because honestly, that Xeno Goku was just, or Grand Priest Goku from Super Heroes looked terrible. I'm sorry, the Grand Priest outfit does not look good on him at all. Something like he has a shirt, but I think he even maybe has that God of Destruction kind of wardrobe a little bit for Beerus. Maybe the pants or something like that. I like that kind of necklace sash they wear. So you would get them in now after everyone gets a Senzubi and things along the design. Whis shows back up. Hello everybody. Sorry, I was just coming here to pick up my student. I see you took care of everything, Broly. It's like, wait, who are you? Oh, I'm Whis, and this is Broly, another Saiyan who survived. I was mildly aware that you all survived, but to see how strong you've all become is quite impressive. but we couldn't even do anything against Frieza, and he obliterated him like it was nothing. Oh yes, you see, and then he actually explains that he's the protege of. And you know what? I'm gonna rewind that a little bit. I think him and Beerus, and Vegeta sees Beerus, recognizes him, and they realize, oh god, it's Beerus. Yeah, it's like, oh yes, the business. Well, yeah, this is my protege and a good associate of Lord Beerus. What? And it's like, yes, I see. Though, why did we save this planet again, Whis? It doesn't seem very interesting at all. So I got something in my pocket that I'm sitting on. That's better. Oof, my name tag that's new and it's got an actual point to it. It's like, why are we playing this planet again? It's like, well, because Broly wanted to. He wanted to protect it. Very well, fine. Just tell me you folks have something good to eat around here. And it's like, and then she's like, well, I mean, we can work something. Like, yes, little Beerus, we can do it. And Vegeta's just like, oh god, it's Beerus. Get him anything we have and anything he wants. Vegeta basically talks to everyone, like, who Beerus is, basically. And they're like, okay. So they're appeasing Beerus. And you will get Vegeta and Goku training with Whis, I think. Beerus would go back and take a nap, do his thing. But now you would have them eventually both going to train with Whis instead and train with Broly. That's where I think we're going to leave it off, and I think that's a perfect spot to make it as a two-parter, because I like to have at least 3 what-ifs going on during the what-if week. So that's where we're going to leave it off. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I just would win, Star Wars, Super Hero Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So tomorrow will be the next who would win and what if. And I will tell you right now, it will be Jiraiya. What if Jiraiya adopted Naruto? What if? Only because I normally do the Bardock one and Bardock and Gine one on Sundays, so it just didn't make sense to do the Bardock one then and the Naruto. It didn't make sense. So yeah, you'll get the next Jiraiya adopted Naruto one tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks. Well, I'm seeing the Curse of La Llorona tonight. So I'll see you folks next time. Have a good